Hey guys, Jord here. The character Astro Boy is definitely an interesting icon in today's pop culture. Astro Boy started out as a simple manga series that soon turned into one of the first ever animes to be broadcast on national television. And years later, here's how I, and I'm sure most of you, discovered the world of Astro Boy. And the 2009 adaptation, baby! Which is, yeah, not as good as I remember. And also, wait a second, look at this man's boots. Those are the same boots those popular celebrities were wearing a few years back. Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, why'd you steal this guy's flow? So guys, hang out with me, you know, grab a snack. Today, we're gonna talk about the odd American adaptation of Astro Boy. Hasbala, bro, why did you steal this guy's boots? Oh. Oh my god. So not gonna lie, most of the time through this video, I will be dragging on this movie. I remember watching this movie as a little kid and thinking it was really cool. Hell, I even had the Astro Boy video game on the Wii, and that was loads of fun. Whoa! So I guess there's really nothing else to do but to start the movie. So we start off Astro Boy with a little bit of exposition to really get to know the world that Astro Boy resides in. Basically, centuries ago, pollution was taking over the earth. So the founders of Metro City did the only reasonable thing they could do.
A century ago, the founders of Metro City, seeing our world was changing, took Mount Sophia and lifted it out of the earth and into the sky to be an oasis, a floating paradise.
And this left the rest of the world defenseless to the pollution. But what's happening on the surface doesn't matter, baby, because Metro City is advanced. They have robots for basically any task. You know, there's cooking, cleaning, calling your mom. Now you may be asking yourself, who's responsible for this perfect utopia in the sky? Well, his name is Dr. Tenma, and he's voiced by none other than Nicolas Cage, baby.
And it's all thanks to this man, Dr. Tenma, head of the Ministry of Science and father of modern robotics.
And okay, listen, I think Nicolas Cage is a pretty good actor. In fact, I'd say he's a really good actor. I saw Dream Scenario recently, which came out in like 2023, and his acting was amazing in that. But in this movie, he gives one of the laziest performances I have probably ever heard. And by the way, if you think he has a big nose, just wait till you meet this other guy. So Dr. Tenma is known in Metro City as the father of modern robotics, as well as the father of Toby, our main character, who's also just as smart as his father.
Hey Toby, isn't that your dad?
It sure is.
Hush.
Our friends, the robots, help us. Thousands are created every day and thousands are disposed of in the great unending cycle that sustains life in our great city. Thanks for everything, guys. May you rest in peace.
Okay, wait, I want to talk about the implications of the robots in Metro City. So the company that makes these robots, right? Dr. Tenma is the head of it, right? Like, he's the head of robotics.
Head of the Ministry of Science and father of modern robotics.
And all the old robots that are of no use just get dumped onto the surface of the earth. So they didn't solve pollution. They just thought, let's bring our island up so we have more area to fill our trash up with. And guys, for the rest of the movie, we're gonna keep learning things about this evil, evil man. And trust me, it gets worse. So anyway, like I said earlier, Toby is super smart. So when Professor Mustache, yes, that's his real name, assigns a pop quiz for the class, Toby easily aces it. Like, he doesn't even have to read the damn question.
For rocket science, it wasn't exactly rocket science.
Well, don't suppose there's much point in you staying.
Good luck, guys.
And if you're wondering who threw that book, it was me, because that guy's a fucking nerd. So after school, Toby gets picked up by his robot servant, whose name is Orin. And Toby and Tenma have this little hologram FaceTime chat, where Tenma tells Toby he'll have to cancel his plans of spending time with him today. With some of that amazing voice acting I was talking about earlier.
Pistachio dropped a pop quiz on us, but I'm pretty sure I got 100%.
That's good, son. Very good. But I don't want you to become complacent. It's important to keep studying. Onward and upward, Toby.
Sure, Dad.
So Tenma brings up this thing called the Peacekeeper, which is his newest robot invention.
President Stone has brought forward the unveiling of the Peacekeeper.
The Peacekeeper? You gotta be kidding me.
I never kid. Goodbye, son.
And this really intrigues Toby. So like any reasonable person does, he hacks Orin to swerve into oncoming traffic to go to the Ministry of Science. And I think Toby might have messed up Orin pretty bad here, because he's not doing so hot. So Toby meets up with his dad and the president of Metro City, President Stone. No wonder he wanted to make the city get higher with a name like Stone. Now, okay guys, get ready for this. Yeah, look Look at that. Huge. And basically what this big nose guy is explaining is this blue core energy. Now in the movie, they explain this blue core as being just some really advanced source of power. So I'm just gonna call it 5G because to me, that's basically the same thing. And as a byproduct of this positive 5G energy came a negative 5G energy, the red core. And this red core is very unstable. And guys, I just have to say, President Stone is probably one of my favorite characters of this movie. Like when I think of 2010s, I think of Frozen and Big Hero 6 with Hans and then whoever the dude was from Big Hero 6. I don't fucking remember that movie.
That was his mistake.
In this era, I think of bad twist villains, but President Stone is just pure evil, and that's why I love him.
Women voters are partial to the color red, you know.
Oh, but don't worry, there is a twist villain in this movie. You thought this movie was gonna only have one villain? You'd be wrong. It's Astro Boy. It's gonna have two. So Dr. Tenma orders the blue core into the Peacekeeper. But President Stone thinks they should load the Peacekeeper with the red core because he thinks the red one will help him win the election, I guess.
Sir, we're not putting something that dangerous into something that dangerous.
Listen, Tenma. I've got an election to win. I need my robot to be a fighter, not a lover.
So President Stone orders the Peacekeeper to be given the red core. And this is where we see the true power of the evil 5G. See, the evil 5G has the power to absorb things around it. So when the scientists send out these test drones, the Peacekeeper doesn't just destroy them, but also absorb them. And it actually seems like the evil 5G isn't doing too bad. President Stone even says himself.
Well, I may have flunked out of college, but I was right about the red core.
Oh yeah, and while this was happening, there was this like whole B-plot of Toby trying to get out of a janitor's closet because President Stone threw him in there because he was being a smartass.
So you're interested in robots, son? Robot weapons?
Absolutely. Though I'm sure you'll agree the latest D-class interceptor underlying deployment to target system is quite old-fashioned.
Nobody likes a smarty pants kid. Take this boy to a safe place and keep him there.
What?
God, I love this guy. So anyway, yeah, Toby gets out of the closet and is finally able to see his dad's latest invention. However, the Peacekeeper starts acting up. And I gotta hand it to them, this shot actually looks pretty scary. So Dr. Tenma slams the emergency door down, but then this happens.
Dad! Dad!
Toby! I can't open it! I can't open it!
Toby is on the wrong side of the wall, which, okay, how did he get there? Last time we saw him, he was behind a wall that was behind the doctor's. And then he's suddenly in front of his dad, like basically in his own peripheral vision. Like, Tenma, how could you not see this dude? So Toby's pleading for his dad to help, and Tenma desperately tries to open the door. After realizing that the door is completely stuck, Tenma runs up to his son. Okay, so the audio and video got copyrighted here, so I'm gonna have to remake the sound effects with my voice. Okay, ready? Son! Dad! Beep, beep, beep. Boom! Toby! Yeah, Toby fucking dies. With no time to grieve, the Peacekeeper starts charging into the room. But luckily, the big nose guy uses some of the positive 5G energy from a conveniently placed line cord. And this manages to power off the Peacekeeper. And after the dust settles and the shield finally opens, we see all that's left of Toby is his hat. So yeah, Toby fucking died, which is crazy. Like, obviously this was in the source material, but as a kid to see Toby die within the first 12 minutes was insane. I was like, oh my God, he died and he's a kid. Does that mean I could die? Is a robot gonna blow me up too? I also want to talk about how the way Toby dies in this movie is completely different from the source material. In the original, he gets hit by a truck. So days later, and filled with grief, Dr. Tenma collects a single strand of hair from Toby's hat that, by the way, somehow survived the explosion. You know, Toby's entire skeleton and muscle tissue was destroyed, but the hat's fine. It must be like the world's strongest hat or something. That really sounds like a Mr. Beast video. So then Tenma places this single strain of hair into this machine that copies all of Toby's memories. And soon later, the machine scanners activate and turn this exoskeleton into a perfect replica of Toby. Then the big nose guy gives Tenma the ultimate power source for his new son. 5G unlimited data, baby. And it's here where we get my favorite line delivered by Nicolas Cage.
The core is unpredictable. I can't guarantee what effect...
It's gonna make it perfect! Perfect!
Tenma loads the 5G into this robot, and it immediately starts to harness the power of the blue core. And this scene is actually pretty cool looking. Tenma's trying to synthetically create life, you know, it should look destructive like this. Okay, geez, it's not that destructive. So Robot Toby eventually wakes up. And I think this shot of Robot Toby trying to walk to his dad is actually kind of beautiful, even though 2/3 of the characters in this scene have giant fucking noses.
I'm going to take him home now. Quality time. Bonding.
So Dr. Tenma and Toby go home, and the next day goes by, where Tenma tells Toby that he's gonna homeschool him from now on. That way Tenma can never miss time with his son again. And after some calculus that Robot Toby aces, Tenma gives him a bunch of these old books to read.
Get the old brain humming again. Work.
But Robot Toby is feeling a bit mischievous today, so he folds a bunch of these books together to create a fun paper plane activity. Toby then shows this off to Oren, and okay, I'm glad he's doing good. However, after some tomfoolery, Oren and Toby get caught, and Tenma is not happy.
I, perhaps encouraged Master Toby, sir?
Whoa, 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 was he about to beat that robot's ass? Damn! Those fists were ready to throw that dude down to the surface. So Dr. Tenma starts tearing up as he starts missing his old son.
I think you should go to your room.
But Dad...
Do as you're told!
And then I kid you not, the very next scene, Tenma calls Big Nose Guy and is like, yeah, this isn't working out.
He's brilliant, as Toby was, but different.
Well, you can't expect him to be a carbon copy. Give him time, Tenma.
You don't understand. He was meant to replace Toby. But every time I look at him, it just reminds me that Toby is gone.
Bro, all he did was make some paper airplanes. That's where you cross the line? And I forgot to mention during their calculus lesson, Toby made this fun little cowboy animation and showed his dad, which I don't know how you do with calculus. But then his dad gives him the most atrocious stare I have ever seen.
Cosine tangent, there's a square. Is that secant higher or lower?
Like, damn, bro, you're not even gonna fake a smile? As if you didn't program this dude, just turn down his funny meter or something. So anyway, while Tenma's on the call, Toby is sulking in his room. But then he's suddenly able to understand the robots outside cleaning his window.
Check out the haircut on that one. It looks like he's got horns. Horns? Good one.
What do you mean horns? It's gel. Wait. I can understand you?
Whoa, that's creepy. What if? It's like he can understand us. Don't be a dummy.
I can hear what you're saying.
Okay, so Mr. Squirt here gives us a bit of implications about how the robots work in this world. So again, Dr. Tenma is the head of robotics, right? So does that mean he made a secret robot language that only the robots can understand? And does that mean he also programmed these robots to be able to talk shit about humans in this language so the humans don't understand them? Can Oren speak this language? Can Tenma understand the language? Or did the robots create it themselves? Did Mr. Squirt create this language? So anyway, Toby's confused that he can actually understand these robots. And before realizing it, ends up in a pretty dangerous situation.
How can I understand what you're saying? You're robots.
We don't want any trouble.
Wait up, I just want to know what's going on. What's happening to me?
And then Mr. Squirt squirts on him. Mr. Squirt, what did you expect to happen? You know, if Tenma would have installed, I don't know, noise-canceling Raycon earbuds into Toby, this whole situation would have never happened. Which brings us to our sponsor. Fellas, today's video is sponsored by Raycon earbuds, baby. We got a big brand. Now listen, these aren't just any lousy earbuds, okay? Raycon's everyday earbuds just came out with their brand new model that now has features such as multi-point activity, ergonomic design, and active noise cancellation. That way, Toby could have just tuned out the nasty old robots. And in a real life sense, you could tune out the old wife, am I right? Raycon went and sent me the black colorway, along with their concrete colored case. I'm really going for the brutalist aesthetic here. With Raycon's everyday earbuds, I can easily listen to music while doing everyday chores, such as planning for videos, doing the dishes, or even sleeping. So shout out to Raycon for letting me listen to 432 hertz before I fall asleep every night. Thanks, Raycon. So click the link in the description box below or go to buyraycon.com/Jord. That way you'll get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Plus free shipping, baby. Thank you so much, Raycon, for sponsoring today's video, and thank you so much, you guys, for watching the ad. It greatly supports the channel and is the reason why I'm still able to make these videos. So again, thank you. Now let's get back to Astro Boy. So here's where we learn that Tenma didn't just rebuild his son, but he also installed state-of-the-art defense mechanisms within him, like the ability to fly. And here's where we get an actual pretty cool flight sequence where Toby's getting to learn his new robot powers. However, However, while flying around, President Stone actually picks up the 5G energy within Toby, and President Stone was told that the core energies were destroyed. But let's not worry about that. Toby's flying home. Tenma should be able to protect him now.
And I don't want you anymore.
No.
Oh. Okay, wait. Since Toby flew paper airplanes around and made a cowboy in calculus class, you're kicking him out. It hasn't even been like 24 hours since you made the dude. Give him a chance. Like, not even a day has gone by, and this dude's like, you're not my son. My son would never play with paper airplanes. So Toby flies off after literally being kicked out at 1 day old. And by this time, Toby realizes that he's fully a robot. But in the middle of this realization, President Stone finally shows up. And he sees that the 5G is coming from Tenma's own son. But he doesn't care.
Fire!
And guys, take a look at this shot. I think it's actually cool. Anyway, Toby gets shot like 2 more times. The third strike causes Toby to fall all the way down to the surface of the earth.
Hey, where's he going?
It's falling to the surface, sir.
Get him back.
I don't know, Stone. I think maybe the third missile strike was too much. Maybe you should have stopped at the first one. So then we get probably the coolest shot of the whole movie. Astro Boy waking up on the surface of the earth. And soon after arriving, Toby gets tricked by this robot trash can thingy and gets lured into a trap. And this is where we meet a group of human scavengers. And they actually set up the trap to catch living robots. So now, to avoid being captured, Toby pretends to be a human.
That's right. I'm a kid. Like you.
And here is where we meet the only important one out of this group, Cora. I genuinely do not remember any of the other characters' names, even though I watched this movie like 3 times for this video. Okay, I just looked it up. This guy's name is Sludge, so you're welcome. So Toby tells the kids that he's from Metro City, and it doesn't really mull over well.
I'm from Metro City.
Metro City? Can you believe it, guys? He's from Metro City and he's actually talking to me.
Are you feeling okay?
And you know what? Cora is right for despising Metro City, and especially this dude's dad. Because again, this guy is the head of robotics, meaning he oversees everything, right? Which means he's giving the okay to let all these robots be dumped onto the surface and let these children here suffer. Okay, anyway, so as everyone's finally getting introduced, we finally meet the best characters of this movie.
And I'm Cora. What's your name?
Oh, it's...
Viva la Robovolution!
The communist robots, baby. So this is Sparks, this is Robotsky, and this is the Fridge. And these guys are awesome.
Don't worry, brother. You're safe.
You have been rescued by
the Robot Revolutionary Front.
They're basically a group of rebel robots, and they tell Toby all about the laws of robotics, which is important. Basically, for the last 50 years, robots were programmed to never be able to hurt or harm another human, which I guess Mr. Squirt doesn't have to follow these rules though. So the communist robots appoint Toby to be a part of their robot revolution, as well as giving him a new name, because Toby sounds pretty boring. And not gonna lie, I agree, because in the original, his name was Tobio, which just sounds a lot cooler. And the new name they give him is...
I've got it.
what?
Astro.
Oh, that's marvelous, that is.
It's modern, little space age. I love it.
Astro Boy, baby, that's the name of the movie. So after hanging out with our new best friends for a while and relishing in this newfound freedom...
Liberation! Yeah!
What are you doing?
Sorry. I'll pick it up.
Cora and the rest of the kids break in and steal Astro back because they still are under the assumption that he's a human. And this is where we sadly leave our new best friends for a good while of the movie. Viva la Robot Revolution, men. And oh yeah, while all this is going down, Tenma tells President Stone to capture Astro and he'll deactivate him, basically killing him.
When you find the robot, I'll deactivate it.
This guy just keeps getting worse, bro. Just let the boy have some fun. Also, again, enjoy this beautiful line delivery by Nicolas Cage.
When I lost my son, I thought I'd be able to... I know.
I hate losing too. You want proof of that? You can ask any of my wives.
So now the kids lead Astro back to where they live. And this is where we meet their leader and parental figure, Hammock. And this guy welcomes in Astro with open arms. He feeds him, he gives him a place to stay, and he even tells Astro he used to live in Metro City and worked under Tenma.
I was head of advanced robotics at the Ministry of Science. Oh, yeah. Right up there with Tenma and the other mucky mucks.
What happened?
What always happens to genius. They were intimidated by my talent, my ideas. So they threw me away like an old battery.
Is Hammock saying that Tenma threw him off Metro City? Because I could totally see him doing that. So the night passes and Astro finally gets a bed to sleep on. And the next day, we see the outskirts of the surface, which looks beautiful, by the way. What pollution were they talking about? It looks like the only pollution is under Metro City, which poses the question, why would we ever need the blue core to save the Earth if the Earth is already clean, except for the place where all the robots are being created? Which makes me question again, are we supposed to like this guy or not? So Astro and the gang eventually come across this old beaten down construction robot that Cora says has been down here for centuries.
You think Hammock could use it?
Yeah, if he had a robot like that, he'd make a fortune in the games, but it's just junk.
But these kids have never heard the power of AT&T's 5G energy, baby. So Astro turns on his hotspot and spreads his 5G energy all the way onto this robot, whose name is Zog. And this actually manages to wake Zog up. So the gang happily brings Zog back to Hammock, and he explains his gratitude to Astro.
Ah, you're almost too good to be true, kid. Keep this up and I may just have to adopt you.
I also want to show you guys one of the actual good jokes in this movie.
Hey, what's the matter, boy? Oh. Almost makes me wish I could read.
So anyway, the kids clean Zog up and get him ready for the big robot games, which takes the majority of the evening. Hammock also uses the scanner thingy to show how powerful Zog is, and we have a pretty close call with Astro.
Holy cow! This thing's got enough juice to run a city.
Well, what's that?
Oh, nothing, son. Just another machine with a mind of its own.
Okay. Later that night, Astro finds Cora trying to call somebody on this little phone device thingy she found earlier. Now, luckily, Astro's data plan is unlimited, so he's able to also share his hotspot with her. And this hotspot gives the phone signal all the way up to Metro City, where Cora is trying to call somebody. But after nobody picks up, Cora tells Astro that she is actually trying to contact her parents, who live in Metro City.
Your parents?
That's right. Now you know the truth about me. Well, what are you waiting for? Go tell Zane and the others that Cora's from Metro City and that she's still trying to call home.
So Cora desperately wants to reach Metro City, right? Because she's from there and she wants to see her parents again. So remember this storyline because it does not come back once at all until the end of the movie, and it's probably the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. So anyway, the night passes and now it's time for the big robot games. Zog, Astro, and the kids parade down to the Coliseum. But to Astro, there's a problem with these robot games.
Well, the robots fight until one of them is destroyed.
What?
Don't worry.
Zog is gonna crush them all.
That's what happens at the robot games?
Well, what did you expect? Rock, paper, scissors?
And Astro secretly being a robot, he's not too keen on the robots fighting each other to the death. So Astro pleads to Hammock, talking about how wrong this is.
I thought it was a show, not a slaughter.
They're just robots, son.
I thought you liked robots.
I do. But at the end of the day, they're just junk waiting to happen.
And I know what I just said earlier was probably going to be the funniest scene I have ever fucking seen, but this scene is probably the funniest scene I have ever fucking seen. What Hammock does next is so unexpected.
I know. Some of those more advanced ones from Metro City are programmed to smile and laugh just like us.
Really?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, they don't have real emotions. Which is why I have no problem doing this!
Astro, no! He fucking killed Astro, holy shit! This was the craziest, most random twist villain reveal I probably have ever seen. Especially since we already had a villain. Like, every time we see this guy, he is a saint. He's running an orphanage, he's all smiles. Like, how did he come to the realization that he needed to fucking tase Astro?
Which is why I have no problem doing this!
Like, mind you, they did not show us a scene of Hammock realizing that Astro is a robot. This is the only thing we get.
Oh, nothing, son. Just another machine with a mind of its own.
Like, how can you go from this?
Good night, son.
To this. In just one night. And right after he tases Astro, Hammock has one of the funniest dialogues, too.
It worked! I don't believe it!
What are you doing?
I swiped this from Dr. Tenma after he fired me from the Ministry of Science.
Who cares?
Like, okay? Like, I don't think they care. I think they're more curious on why you tased Astro. Also, why does Dr. Tenma have a taser just able to defeat the blue core? And if such device exists, why didn't Tenma either A, steal this one from Hamig, or B, make another one? So when the Peacekeeper starts going crazy, he can just kill it instead of it killing his son. That way we're never in this mess. Okay, you know what? Let's just get back to the movie. So Astro Boy wakes up and is now forced to be a contestant in the robot games. But Astro refuses to fight because, like he said earlier, it's wrong to kill robots against their own will. Okay, let's just skip 30 seconds later and oh my god, Astro, oh my god, this is a slaughter. Astro, have mercy. So Astro brutally destroys every robot in his path until it leaves him left with Zog, the very same robot he helped bring to life. But Astro refuses to fight Zog, and Zog also refuses to fight Astro. But this makes Hamig very angry. He tries to force the two to fight, tasing Astro over and over until Zog finally has enough. Hey, so this part also got copyrighted, so I'm just gonna put some royalty-free ukulele music. Basically what happens is Zog crushes Hamig, so yeah, enjoy. Holy shit. I guess you could say Zog likes his ham and eggs scrambled. So no, Zog doesn't actually kill Hamig. Astro Boy actually manages to save him. Which actually, you know what? Like, thank God, because this guy's not really even a villain. Like, Tenma's more of a villain than him. Like, he runs an orphanage down on the surface and provides these kids with meals. Like, he's only racist to robots, okay? He's only a little bit racist. And here is when President Stone finally arrives. And Astro gives himself up. Since his friends now know that he's a robot, he thinks there's no point in reconciling with them. And he goes back up to Metro City. And President Stone delivers Astro Boy to Dr. Elephant and his father. But of course not without clowning Astro.
Care for a drink?
And after a few heartfelt goodbyes, Astro prepares for his blue core to be removed.
This is my destiny.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo.
So Tenma lays Astro back onto the very table where he was created and removes his power source, shutting Astro off for good.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I'm sorry I couldn't have been a better Toby for you. Dad.
And then Tenma gives the blue core back to the president. And then he does this.
No. If you want the core, you're gonna have to kill me. Now fly. Fly!
So why did you even take it out of Astro in the first place? Why did you even let him touch it? Okay, who cares? Tenma sets Astro Boy free. But this does not make President Stone very happy.
Arrest them immediately. I want them shot for treason.
So President Stone is out of options. He has an election to win. He can't spend time chasing this blue 5G anymore. So he uses the red core to power back on the very same robot that killed the original Toby.
You don't understand the technology.
Technology? Who cares about technology? Who understands technology? It's a robot. It'll do what I say.
And I kid you not, this robot fucking eats the president.
What are you, deaf? I told you to destroy the boy robot and bring back the blue core.
So now the president is infused with the red core and this robot. And he's causing mayhem all over Metro City. And Astro decides that he's gotta help. He's gotta use his robot powers for good. And here is an actual cool shot again. It's a nice parallel to the one earlier we saw, just to show how big this guy is now. Because again, he can absorb energy and he's basically just been absorbing the whole city. But anyway, we're in the climactic battle of the movie. This battle ensues on Metro City as the kids from the surface look on at the destruction above. And the kids decide that they need to help because Astro is their friend, with amazingly delivered dialogue.
I don't care if he's a robot. I miss him.
Girl, you knew him for like a day. But in all honesty, how are the kids supposed to help? You know, like they're stuck on the surface.
What do you want, an apology?
Nope, just the car.
I would love to oblige you, but... Come on, I love you guys. Please, fall off the freaking robot!
Wait, what? You're telling me the whole time Cora was like, oh, I wish I could see my family in Metro City. She could have just drove there? The whole time she was like, oh, I wish I could see my parents. She was sitting on the car that could take her to Metro City. Why didn't you just use this car the whole time, Cora? Instead, you just willingly stayed here and ate cockroaches on pizza? You could have just flown away. You literally do that. You know what? Fuck the surface. I'm on Tenma's side now. blow this whole thing up. Fuck you, Sludge. I hate you. You're stupid. Okay, anyway, so back on the surface, we see Astro and the president battling on. And for a time, Astro's keeping up, even shooting rockets out of his own ass to save him.
What?
I guess you could say he's, Astro Boy. Boom, that's the thumbnail, baby. Eventually, Astro is at his wit's end. And just as he's about to be defeated, this happens.
Astro.
Cora?
You saved Astro, Sludge. You know what? You're not as bad as I thought. So then we get this pretty cool chase sequence that ends in President Stone accidentally shutting off the power for the entirety of Metro City, which causes the city to start falling out of the sky. And Astro Boy uses all of his power. He tries to set Metro City peacefully on the ground. And he actually does it. He actually manages to save Metro City. And after all that, President Stone is still ready to throw hands. And Astro is too. He comes in swinging. But then the president is actually able to grab Astro Boy. And he tries to connect to his hot spot. And this sends both Astro and President Stone flying, giving Tenma a chance to talk to his son. Tenma tells Astro that if the blue and red core come together, they both will die. So Astro knows what he must do. Now this is the chance for Tenma to finally give his goodbyes to his son, or at least his last condolences to his robot son. So I'm gonna give you guys a little game here. So letter A, will Tenma say, sorry for making your existence a living hell? Or B, sorry for killing you? Or C, sorry for throwing pollution onto the surface of the earth, it wasn't my fault? Or D, tell Astro Boy he's sorry for discarding him after he made some paper airplanes? I'll give you some time to guess, and nope, it's none of those. He does none of those. He actually never apologizes. In fact, he's just like, Toby, let's get the fuck out of here.
Come on, son. We need to get far away.
So Astro Boy flies directly into the red core. And as he closes his eyes, the red and blue core slowly kill each other.
No, no. Oh, nuts.
And Tenma is forced to see his son die for like a fucking third time. So the red core is finally destroyed. But the president is still alive, and he finally gets arrested. And then the kids finally find Astro's body. And yeah, he's like actually dead this time. Big Nose Guy shows Cora like, no, yeah, he's fucking dead. But I feel the sense of energy of the 5G is still around. Oh yeah, Zog! So Zog comes back and he brings Astro Boy back to life for like the 4th fucking time. But you know what? I'm happy because I like this guy, okay? I like this little boy. Oh. However, all the problems of this world are not fixed. Remember, Metro City is an upper-class society, while the surface is where the common people live. We still have to fix this classist economy.
Who are you?
I'm a friend of his. From the surface.
You're from the surface?
Oh, never mind, it's fixed. They just smile at each other. That's how easy it was, I guess. And as everybody's rejoicing, you know, the city's saved, this happens.
Cora?
Huh?
Cora!
Mom? Dad?
Where have you been, sweetie?
We searched high and low for you.
Really?
No, you did not! So you're telling me Cora just randomly stumbles upon her family, just at the end of the movie in this random field. How is that rewarding to me? I mean, I guess the odds were in her favor considering she was fucking 5 minutes away from home. Okay, you know what? I don't care about these plot holes. You know, the robot communists are back. Even Mr. Squirt is back. This is a happy ending, baby. Tenma faces no repercussions for centuries of classism. Cora randomly finds her family in a field. And then aliens start invading Metro City. And no, I'm not joking.
Everybody take cover! We're under alien attack!
Woo! Astro Boy 2, baby! I think this film is not really harming anybody. Like, it's not offensively bad. It's just like, god damn, dude. It has some major problems, you know? But it also has some really cool moments that little kid me enjoyed a ton. I think this story is cute, but it's also hilariously bad. Despite this being really the only Astro Boy content since 2009, I feel like the franchise is still ingrained in our culture. Like, for example, the big red boots, Astro Boy started it all. Whether we like it or not, he is an iconic character. So maybe someday an adaptation of Astro Boy will come out and it'll actually be really good, and I really hope Mr. Squirt is still in it. And Sludge too. Thank you guys so much for watching. watching this video. If you want to support me, please subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, which would just be insane to hit. My head will get huge and I will flaunt it to everybody. But no, seriously, if you want to, go ahead. It will actually help me out so much. And check out some of my other content if you're a fan of this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!